Joining me now to talk about all this, my great pal, Brian Kilmeade, Fox and Friends co-host, host of One Nation with Brian Kilmeade. They never read host of a radio show with Brian Kilmeade.
Which you come on, and I appreciate that from 9 to noon.
And don't, and you, right.
Well, we're heard locally on 77.
All right, it's good stuff. So, we've got a lot to talk about this evening. Thank you for coming on, as always. I just want to begin with the war story. I thought Wes Clark, who's an old friend of mine, former Democratic presidential candidate, an important general in his time, he's talking about the need for major Biden intensity and focus right now. Wes Clark says the next couple weeks, with respect to the battle in eastern Ukraine, the Donetsk region, is crucial. And we, the United States and NATO presumably, we got to give them the weapons they want and need. All of the weapons, you know, including the MiGs and other systems. We must do this. The stakes, this is it. Now, Wes Clark is a smart general, and I want to get your take on it.
He knows the region, too. He was stationed there for a while. And what I think is so significant about this is because he was on the cover of the New York Post and with this story, and he has sway within Democratic circles.
Right.
Even though General Keane would be for anybody, and anyone with a sober mind knows he would help anyone, still, he's a Fox News contributor. They might say, well, you know, I'm going to worry about my guy. So this is your guy. And your guy sees an historic opportunity to slay one of America's greatest nemesis by their choosing. Not our choosing, their choosing. Now, I can't do anything about Iran right now. I can't do anything about China right now. But we are finding out that maybe our number one or number two geopolitical foe is a fraction of what we thought they were strength-wise. And we have this fortunate situation where the Ukrainians are doing our fighting. And fighting because we trained them and armed them to a degree. But now they're doing the fighting. They're about to win. All they're saying is, hey, guys, can I just get a tank? Can I get a plane? And can I get the S-300s? Larry, I was sitting here 3 weeks ago in the S-300s. They said they're going to do it. You know what they were waiting for? The Patriots to back it up. Bulgaria was going to send theirs. One of the Baltic, Estonia was going to send theirs. But what happened is the Patriot missiles were not backed up. And for some reason, our Eastern European allies did not think we were good for it, even though in a matter of snap of the fingers, we provided that to Poland when they were worried about it.
We still haven't okayed the MiGs.
Well,
still haven't okayed the MiGs.
I don't think we're going to.
Which is insanity.
How about the harpoons to blow up the ships and keep blowing up these cities? Mariupol was taken out by ships.
Here's what Wes Clark says. Multiple tanks, multiple launch rockets, self-propelled artillery, air support, MiGs and Sukhoi aircraft, and mobile air defense. They need hundreds of thousands of 152-millimeter artillery rounds. The U.S. can expel Russian forces, but they've got... Now, Clark says, give them the tools, right? We can beat Putin. They can beat Putin with our help. And then he makes the same point Gary Kasparov made earlier this week and General Keane. Putin loses in Ukraine, Putin is finished, kaput, finished. He'll wind up in a jail in Siberia. He'll be a war criminal. We'll even finally take his yacht. But the point is, he loses in Ukraine, Putin's gone. And to me, there should be like the 100% intense focus by the Biden administration, which still hasn't said they want to win the war.
Couple of things. Gary Kasparov happens to be the soothsayer in this entire situation. He predicted everything in his 2015 book. Everything he says, it makes total sense. And if you think about it, what does he do? If you're going to be a great chess player, you have to play out a strategy. And he does know these people better than anybody else. So Gary Kasparov says for the longest time, he's been critical of Bush 43. He was critical. He believes that Barack Obama's foreign policy was the worst maybe in our history, where he told everybody we don't want to be leader of the free world and we apologize for everything that he perceived that we did wrong. Gave the Iran has their riots, and we didn't even give even a voice of support. So Iran was able to suppress that. And during that time, they took Crimea as well as the Donbass region. But I will give you this. Everything that General Wesley Clark should say, everybody should take heed on. Not American lives, American equipment, which we're great at. We're great at making it. We're great at implementing it. We're great at training people to use it. That's all they're asking for. And I think that the American people are going to demand it. You know what I'm heartened by? I see Democrats and Republicans working together on multiple issues for the first time in a long time. They want to blow up the Iranian deal. See about 11 Democrats want to do it. They want to vote on it. And I see 6 blow up on Title 42 at the border. And now we're seeing Democrats and Republicans questioning hard Milley, who's been a disaster, as well as Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense Austin.
You know, speaking of defense, I will say, I mean, I don't know how to read this, But just before we came on air, our great pal and colleague David Asman said, John Kirby, the Defense Department spokesman, said the United States wants Ukraine to win the war. I can't verify that. I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. It was David putting it in my ear. I have not heard it from the White House.
That should be another example of the American people, American Congress, Europe pushing Zelensky on 60 Minutes Sunday means a lot. He's a brilliant saying. Now I guess we have to tell him to win. Nancy Pelosi was the one who told the White House, I'm for getting off Russian oil right away. It was Congress that met on that Saturday with Zelensky, who then became motivated to fully back Ukraine. And it was this administration that said Ukraine would fall in 72 hours and we'll have 15,000 dead. Quickly,
we're running out of time, but we're going to go over it. Elon is going to speak to the staff of Twitter, which will be probably a phenomenal thing because they're all shaking in their boots. He might actually come out in favor of free speech. Now, I was reading the editorial in the Wall Street Journal today, the op-ed, about 10 things that they can do. And I was just like, my mind is boggled. Now, I'm tired. It's Friday. I have a cold. But still, I have a very simple view of this. We report, you decide. Twitter posts and the Twitter kingdom decides, whatever, 400 million people, okay? I don't want defenders, arguments, fact checkers. Just put it up there. Speech should be free, and then you either agree with it or you won't. To me, it's that simple, and all these other, Facebook and the rest of them should do exactly the same thing. I don't want any filters, algorithms. You post, the rest of the world decides.
So the A block of tomorrow's show, I think Elon Musk could save the day, just like he's saving the Ukrainians by keeping the internet up, just like he saved the space to be able to get our astronauts back and forth. We don't have to pay Russia anymore. I'm not saying I know him, I'm friends with him, I like everything he's done, but what I'm saying is he could single-handedly force social media to become relevant again. Donald Trump has not moved a percentage either way since he was banned from social media 18 months ago. They are not nearly as powerful as they were because a lot of people said they're there for the Democrats. I'm not really going to waste my time. And I think that they have a chance to be relevant again and a source again.
Do you buy my thought?
I do.
We post, you decide.
In a way.
But, hands off. Hands off.
But Larry, how do you feel about people saying things like murder X, Y, and Z?
No, they
blow
still
up
have
that building.
That's different. There's still the Decency Act of 1996 that has to be enforced, okay? Yes. But that's not where the game is now.
Right.
The game now is politics, left versus right, banning conservative thought. That should, and here's where Elon can change the entire game. As you note, he's done this in other things. By the way, he came out against Biden's, $5 trillion spending and taxing bill. I mean, he's had terrific instincts. He said, I'm in the electric car business, but we should still have more oil and gas to get priced down. I mean, the guy's just terrific, and he's an honest libertarian, free market guy. He has a chance to bring free speech back.
Yep.
To the media. That's what they should do. Bring it back.
Right. Put it this way.
It's not about dirty sex crimes.
In 2017, if I said Hillary Clinton really won the election, nobody would have taken down my account. If I say 2020, this election was fixed, Donald Trump really won, there's an excellent chance you're suspended. Right? So that's the difference. So the guy that starts Twitter goes, I quit, I'm going to go retire. The Facebook, Zuckerberg renamed his Facebook and is doing, I think he's boogie boarding now somewhere in Hawaii. I'm not kidding. He doesn't show up anymore. So they blow up the 2020 election.
Right.
They destroy credibility in social media, and they leave us to pick up the pieces. Elon Musk could do it because if Twitter does it, the rest of social media, those behemoths will do it.
This is a turning point. I couldn't agree more.
Right.
Thank you, my friend. You're terrific.
Great to see
stuff.
you.
Brian Kilmeade. Catch him on Fox and Friends, weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. One Nation with Brian Kilmeade, Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox News. And I finally got the producers to put it up for me. And on the radio, Monday through Friday from 9 until noon. He's a very good radio man as well.
Right. Your second favorite radio show. You still like your show better than mine. Is that true?
I will be on from 10 a.m.
Thank you.
to 1 p.m.
You got to promote yourself too, Larry.
I know. I'm just swinging alone here.